Everybody, welcome to Digital Asset News. My name is Rob, and we usually don't do these on a Saturday, but I thought it was appropriate. And what we're talking about today is there was a story that came out which took a look at Wormhole. There was a hack about a year ago, and how they actually hacked the hackers and got back $140 million. And at first, you're going to take a look at this story and be like, that's fantastic. And then when we take a look at how that actually happened, you'd be like, that's awful. And we'll get into that right now. And I just want to say thanks to everybody who showed up on a Saturday. Appreciate it. And Crypto Golfer had a really good statement. He's like, wow, live show on Saturday. Are we back in a bull market? Potentially. And really what it comes down to for like live streams, they're just easier to do. That's just really what it comes down to. When you're recording videos and editing and things like that, if you're going to jump in the YouTube game, live streams just a heck of a lot easier. That's just how it is. So this is the story that came across the desk today. And we took a look, and I thought, hey, this is fantastic because everybody loves a good ending, right? Well, in all honesty, this is just the beginning. So this is from Blockworks. Jump Crypto just counter-exploited the Wormhole hacker for $140 million. Again, you see this, you're like, great. That hacker got what was coming to him, and we got our funds back. Wait, it gets worse. So just over a year ago, Wormhole Bridge was attacked, and one of the largest crypto loss events of 2022. I think there's more to come, but that's why we do these shows. We can warn you about the things to do, and of course, just use the rules below us, and it'll be just fine. So those funds were replaced by Jump Crypto. Everybody was happy about that. Wormhole offered a 10 million bug bounty and a white hat agreement to the hackers in exchange for returning the funds. It appeared that never happened. It's amazing. Some of these hackers, they do it for fun, and they actually do return the funds. But in this situation, the hackers were like, we're not going to return squat, and we're going to try to spend it. However, they figured out that was a lot more difficult than what they planned, and this is how it went down. So Dave Olson, Jump Trading Group's president and CIO, said, hey, we're working in very close consultation with government resources, private resources. There's a lot of firepower that is expert at tracking down criminals like this, and we are in this fight permanently. So this is not something that we will become distracted by next month or next year. This is a permanent condition. And I can tell you, I remember this statement coming out, and I was like, yeah, right. Well, this will never happen. They'll never get these funds back, and these hackers are going to get away with it. And they didn't. It appears that as 3 days ago, those funds have been recovered. Jump Crypto declined to comment on the findings, and Oasis did not reply to a request for comment, which I thought was odd because they just did a great thing, and you're going to see why. However, Oasis released a statement following publication of the article. They said, look, on 21st of February, we received an order from the High Court of England and Wales to take all necessary steps that would result in the retrieval of certain assets involved with the wallet address associated with the Wormhole exploit last year. This was carried out in accordance with the requirements of the court order as required by law using the Oasis multi-sig and a court-authorized third party. We can confirm the assets were immediately passed onto a wallet controlled by the authorized third party as required by the court order. So basically, they got them back. The transaction history suggests that Jump Crypto and Oasis worked together to counter-exploit an upgradable Oasis contract, securing the stolen funds from the original Wormhole exploiters' vaults. Everybody's happy. Cue credits, Disney movie, fantastic. However, the exploiter has continuously moved the stolen funds through various ETH applications. Several wallets were involved in the exploiter, the counter exploit, and they just figured out, hey, we couldn't really do this. It's very hard. They couldn't figure out how to sell all the ETH that they stole. And here's the statement from Oasis. And I read it, and I was like, it's weird how this all, I'm not going to read it to you. I linked in the description. You can read it. But Ivan on Tech said it best. And this was a tweet this morning. MakerDAO complied with a court order, the one we just read, and upgraded their contract to allow them to take funds from a hacker wallet. Which other big DeFi projects have admin keys that can be forced to comply? Richard Hart warned this industry of admin keys for a long time. Look, love him or hate Richard Hart, he's been right about a lot of things. And this is one of those things he actually was totally right on. And this is from, this is a retweet from Chris Bleck, advocate for immutable, unstoppable DeFi tech, adversary of everything that pretends to be but isn't. And he's got a podcast. I'm going to have to follow this guy. he said, look, it's only a matter of time. The court orders DeFi project to use multi-sig to steal money back from hacker. DeFi project says, okay, that sounds good. Uses it multi-sig to exploit its own code. DeFi users are like, what happened? What a total joke. And then moving down, Ivan says, you can just, this is more context from MakerDAO. And we're just going to open this up. And they just said, hey, look, we upgraded that contract from Oasis and we don't have a problem with it. And that's what Oasis did. So don't touch us. We reiterate, MakerDAO smart contracts are not controlled by or in control of the Oasis front-end smart contracts. Here's why this is a big issue if you haven't figured it out right now. There's going to be good projects. There's going to be bad projects. There's going to be projects that think they know what they think they're doing the good thing. And there's other projects that just step by. And when you see these types of projects and they can go in there, and that's great. You know, some people will say that's great. They were able to take that money back and good for them. And now we got our funds back. But in all honesty, what's to stop them from a government coming down and saying, hey, we want you to change your contract here. And we want to be able to dip into all these people's accounts and take their money back because we think they're terrorists. And then it comes out, oh, maybe they weren't terrorists. Or maybe they were money laundering and then they weren't money laundering. Maybe they actually were money laundering. I don't know how it's going to work out. But the thing is that when you have these DeFi projects, in any project for crypto, the whole point of it is self-custody, immutable, and you can do with it whatever you want to. So when I see these type of projects, just go, okay, you can do whatever you want to, upgrade it, use the information that you have, use white hackers, and take those funds back. It's a slippery slope. And that's the problem with crypto and digital assets. It's all about where you think things are. What are you here for? So for me, when I take a look at this, I think this is bad news, and I think we're going to see more of this coming down the pipe. And that's what we have for that project. So let me know what you think about that in the comment section, because I'm sure it'll be spicy. But that's just how I see things. And also, a couple of things about why we did this live stream on Saturday. Like I said, live stream is just easier to do, right? I don't have to edit any of this stuff out. I try to make it as fast as I can, but we go a little bit over. But there was another thing that I had mentioned. We did a video about the Solana stores closing down in Miami and New York. And I told everybody that's a great deal because good for them. They're saving funds. They're, contracting a little bit so they can make things happen in the bull market. I don't hate Solana. I just don't own much of it anymore. I don't dollar cost average it. But one of the parts of that story is I said, they're going to close down these in real life places, and they've got a pretty good other part going, which is drip.house. And they said that for all the live places that they have the same, if not more, foot traffic to their online presence. So why wouldn't they just put all their effort into that? And one of those things they did was Drip House. And this is where you can get free NFTs. And they just airdrop you the NFTs into your Solana wallet. Like you got a phantom wallet like me, then it'll happen. The problem is when I did that video, I didn't connect my wallet because I had two other things going on. But when you do that, you need these things. You need these reservation codes. So if you don't have those codes, you can't do it. So I reached out and I said, hey, people are asking for these reservation codes so they can get some free NFTs in Solana. So can you hook us up? And they reached back out to me and said, sure. And they gave me 30. So I did a tweet and I said, look, this is the video. This is what it is. Here's all you got to do. Retweet this tweet, follow Solana Spaces, follow News Asset, watch Saturday's live stream. And I forgot about it. And I'm like, shoot, I got to do a live stream. And it worked out just great. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to draw those 30 winners. And if you're like, Rob, I didn't get it because I don't follow you on Twitter. Well, maybe you should follow me on Twitter. Might help you. So that's all I can really say for you. So let's see. So I'm going to use Twitter Picker. So I'm going to do it live. So everybody's like, you gave it to your buddies and your cronies. All right, whatever. So let's load the tweet. Hopefully this works. I've done this a couple times and it hasn't failed me yet. Winner count, 30. Must follow at News Asset. Oops. At Solana Spaces. right? Make sure. That's the one of spaces. Cool. And paragraph must have a picture. I don't really care. Description. I don't really care either. Account age, at least a month. Well, any. Latest tweet, any. We'll make it simple because you got to hit all that. And let's see who may did it. Continue. Oh, look at all these people. 48 entries. And 30 of you are going to win. So, oh, there's Neville. There's Meme. Usual suspects. Continue. And let's begin the draw. Oh, look at all these winners today. Let's see. Entries. Oh, there's only 10. You know why? Because not everybody followed or playing the rules. So this is the 10R. I've got 20 more codes, so we'll do this again. Next time I tweet this, make sure you do those things, and that's it. So I'm going to leave this up. Don't worry about reaching out to me because I'll reach out to you, and I'll give you those codes. And if you're, every time I do this, there's always some hack or some scammers like, I won, and here's my profile. I'm like, no, you didn't. So I'll reach out to you. Don't worry about it. I'll do all the work, and that's it. That's it for today. So look, I'm going to be kind of busy next couple of weeks to a month. I had 10 winners set. No, I didn't. Maybe I did. Hold on. Ah, damn it, I did. Do this again. Okay, load the tweet. Did I not put 30? Oh, it doesn't do it. Because you can only do 10. What? Twitter picker. You're going to need to upgrade. Let's see. Well, that's a bummer. Well, we'll do it again. But then it still wouldn't work. Why doesn't it? Let's see. Well, how about this? One, two, three, four, five, six. I'm just going to leave this up. 58 retweets, 59 likes. And what I will do, now everybody wins then. Stupid Twitter picker. I didn't know I had that issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 7, 8, 9, 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm just going to have to get 28 more codes because Twitter picker didn't work right. And now everybody's a winner. Congratulations, everybody. You're all going to be winners. So I'll reach out to everybody individually and give you your own fair code. That's fair. And that's what's up. All right. Let's do some Q&A and get the hell out of here, shall we? Now, because Big E, so if I do 2 more sets of 10, then there's going to be overlap. So it wouldn't work out. Learn something new every day. Yeah, exactly. And then, so ask your questions and I'll answer to the best of my ability, then we'll get out of here. And then just so everybody knows, I'm going to be busy for a while. I'm going to be working on this project here. So we're going to be bringing Flappy Bird to Web3. And it's a process, man. It's a process. It's a process to go through Apple and Android to get the Web 2 part going. And then the different platforms that want to do this and go through Binance Launchpad and Tencent Launchpad and all those things. But gonna get it done. It's gonna be interesting. See how it goes, and I'll let you know how that works out. Let's see. So Jay today says, when is NFA next week? Not financial advice with me and Guy from Coin Bureau and Ben from the Cryptoverse. It should be every Thursday. It's just that last couple times we've had some things going on. Guy had to do something in the metaverse, some kind of deal with Binance and like a Shark Tank type thing. It sounds interesting, but it was on the exact same day and time. So that's done. So it should be every Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And it'll be on Guy's channel on Coin Bureau Clips next week. Yeah, it's probably true. Rob, I think you can hammer out a lot of these crypto regulation issues if you just sit down with Gary at a cafe over some cricket powder tea. It's probably very simple. I got to tell you, between us, it's just us right now. Nobody's watching. I think that they're dragging their feet on purpose. Call me crazy, but I'm pretty sure that they could make this all very clear very quickly and just move forward. But it's like, for some reason, they don't want to have clear regulation, and that's it. Oh, it's nice. Well, welcome. Vicky says, I have a new interview channel. I will let us interview you in a month. Absolutely. You know how to get a hold of me. Yeah, that's right. Hello, T&D. Do you hold Chainlink? Yes, I do. And there was this great article. Let me see if I can pull it up. Did you guys know? Let me show you this. There's a couple of things I want to show you. This dynamic NFTs. So Chainlink this is updated on January 23rd. So it's coming into fruition, but a dynamic NFT, what is that? Well, NFTs are pretty static, they don't really change too much. I mean, upgradable and stuff like that. But I mean, you have to do that manually. But this is all metaverse stuff. So like, it would be like, well, like play to earn game. Like if you go into a certain section of a game and you conquer some boss, automatically you level up and then your NFT levels up. And it's like an automatic type of thing, which is on-chain stuff. But what about off-chain? And I thought this was interesting. So Chainlink, of course, is an oracle, and it brings in outside data into the blockchain, right? So let's just say that in the future, we have an NFT that represents a house. Well, how do you know what that house, what the value is, what's happened to it in the past, good and bad, and everything kind of like information that you want to get, especially if it's on an NFT. So what it does is it'll update it automatically without having to put things in. It's kind of like, think of like Carfax, but on the blockchain. And it's for houses. And it could be for cars, and it could be for any kind of asset that you really have. And you could just see like all the data on the blockchain for anybody. And so like, let's say like in this example, let's say it replaces the roof. You're like, well, that's good to know. And then of course we can put that in and take a look at comparables to other houses as far as like new roofs in a certain section and what is the price per square footage. Or let's say that they did new doors, new windows, new something. And also let's say that there was a massive foundation crack and they had to fix that, and it would all be in the NFT data. So why is that important? I think it's important because like if we want to use these types of things in the future, it makes our lives a heck of a lot easier to do. So if you're an assessor and you're trying to look at, or a real estate agent, you're trying to look at like give me these houses and these properties and this type of price, and there's no, wacky information that comes out on closing, well, this will be where it is. I know some people will say, well, that seems kind of, don't we have people that do that? Yes, we do. We do all those things. And of course, that's the whole point of technology, is to make things a lot faster, easier, simpler, and cheaper, and cutting out middlemen. If we can do that, that will be fantastic. So to answer your question, I do own Chainlink, and especially it's interesting that they're doing these types of things. So yeah, interesting. Also, I wanted to talk, like, that story, just took up a whole lot of time frame, but hold on. Let's see here. I'll answer this. What's your opinion of the Celsius NewCo plan? It sounds like an awful plan with retail clawbacks, and those other 5K on the platform get half back compared to those with less than 5K. So people have been like asking me to cover the Celsius plan, what things are going on with Celsius, and how's this thing with Celsius. And I haven't done much of it because, first of all, so everybody knows, I promoted Celsius. I talked about it quite a bit, as a matter of fact. And I have 6 figures stuck on that platform. So I'm right with you on Celsius. And Celsius was a project that worked until it didn't. And it's the same thing with Voyager. Voyager worked until it didn't, until they made this awful mistake of loaning $640 million to Three Arrows Capital uncollateralized. Geniuses. So with this Celsius plan to cover it, I don't think I can cover it, but it's a lot of minutia and the back and forth. And it seems like the only people that know what's really going on to me and what I see is Simon Dixon. So follow him, Aaron Bennett, Tiffany Fong, and Cam Cruz. These 4 people know exactly what's going on, and you can follow others and to see what's happening, but they really keep up with the details of what's happening. I was asked to cover it when there was this thing called a Celsius squeeze going on, and I sat in on a Twitter Spaces live, and I listened to everybody complain and throw mud back and forth, and nothing got accomplished whatsoever. And now those same people, the Celsius squeezers, are talking about how great Celsius still is. Some of them are. There was a report that came out that basically said that Alex Mashinsky and Celsius was a Ponzi. And they said, we can't say, the exact words, but it operated as a Ponzi. And these people looked at that and go, wow, it's fantastic. They didn't call it a Ponzi. I'm like, did you not read the report? So the things that are going on, and there's I forgot the name, Tara Wolf or something like that is coming in. They're like, we're going to, make this thing great, and it's going to be awesome. And I'll let you know if that is really what it comes down to it. But right now, there's really, in my personal opinion, it's not like there's a huge amount. And people would say, but Rob, what about these retail clawbacks and things like that? Well, look, we tried to fight Kirkland and Ellis for them to make the crypto that we had on that platform, to not allow them to classify that as Celsius's property. And that failed miserably. And they were able to do that. And then for everybody who has it in loans and custody, and of course we can fight them, but really what it's going to come down to is just time and what happens. Me personally, I would just rather liquidate and just move on, because I have a much better feeling that I can use my funds a lot better than a new company coming in and saying, we're going to do this great stuff and this great stuff. I don't trust anybody involved with it. And I'll go out of my way to make sure. I don't even want to talk about it, honestly. That's just it. I can bring some people on. I asked Simon to come on. He'll probably be here next week. We'll talk all about it. Quite honestly, I think it's, I'm just kissing that 6 figures goodbye. So, all right. Funny. Do you think Celsius plan will not? I don't know, because, well, first of all, this new place, they're like, we're not going to be, they say, it's funny because they say that it's not going to do the old ways, and they're not going to bring in the old management team, and it's going to be totally new and it's going to be totally awesome. Basically what it is they're getting your assets on the cheap, and they're going to fire up this Bitcoin mining platform, and everything's going to be fantastic. Look, maybe it will. I just reserve judgment, but I mean, from here on out, like, I'm just tired of people saying like you should get behind Celsius and those other things. Like, Celsius is a bunch of fraudsters. And then people would say, well, Rob, you don't understand. They're doing this great Bitcoin mining operation. And then if you take a look at all the financials, you'll see that they were hemorrhaging money left and right. They were actually losing money, this Bitcoin mining operation, when they should have been making money. So if this new company comes in, they're like, oh, this is going to be great. I'll reserve judgment. So that's it. I have no faith in anybody who is around that project. Yeah, follow Aaron Bennett, Tiffany Fong. They're great. Please tell U.S. citizens when we might get Sweatcoin. Probably never. I don't know. It's going to be, let's see, Gary Gensler gets out of office in 2026, probably around then. So I don't know, man. How many times does it want it to be burned before they realize Celsius are a bunch of frauds? I don't know. And like I said, I mean, Simon Dixon has much more faith in this new company than I do. So maybe he can talk some sense into me, but I just don't. Yeah, I just don't. And you know what would be great is if they do liquidate. What's people are like, oh, I lost all my money. That's awful. Well, you know what? When they liquidate and all these things happen, now you can actually claim this on taxes as massive losses. So like right now, you can't, because everything's up in the air in Chapter 11. They could come out, and it could be this, it could be that. I mean, talk to your CPA. I'm not a CPA, but I mean, I'd just rather them write it off. Then I can have massive losses, and I can carry those over for years to come. So I don't see it. Thank you, Jeff. We all got played. Moving on. Let's see. I think that's it. There's a couple of things that to answer. There's a couple of questions. Yes, I'm still DCAing. I still have big plans. I think we're going to see. I mean, this year is going to be pretty rocky. We talked about this yesterday on NFA. But 2024, around the Bitcoin halving, I think we'll start to see a little more stability, hopefully, if we don't go into a major recession. But I think, like, here's the thing. If we go into a recession, I think it'll be, I'm hoping Q3 or Q4 this year. And the thing about recessions, they last about a year, right? Depending, maybe 14 months, maybe 10 months, about a year or so. And then just a natural progression. So if we extrapolate that out, then where are we? Well, we're towards the end of 2024, after the Bitcoin halving. And what happens after the Bitcoin halving? Usually we see some major price increases and a little bit more like a stair-step action. Not that it goes straight up, but it looks a lot better. So I think it's just perfect timing. I'm just hoping it works out like that. And if we don't get a recession, we don't get a recession. Great. To me, it doesn't really matter too much, because I just put my money away, I dollar cost average, and I take a look at some factors of what I'm going to sell. There's a link in the description of the video of when I'm going to sell 80% of my crypto. And I take a look at multiple of data points. And you can put that into your plan or not, and do whatever you want to do. So Noah says, are you worried at all about iTrust's custody program? So we did an interview from iTrust for their new custody program, and they're moving. So the thing is that they were using Coinbase custody and Fireblocks, and the person that set that up was their custody provider. And then the new one, what was the name? Fortress. And Fortress, they're more of a not a better, but they use the same, they use Fireblocks for custody services and a couple other different ones. And it'll allow us to like do Not anything fantastic, just a different way they want to move, or they want to grow. So for me, as far as like the custody thing, the big thing that I liked about that was the documentation with the terms and conditions, which talked about they don't intermingle funds. And we took a look at OKB, OKX, the crypto exchange. They just were blowing up a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, I don't understand why this is going on, because in the terms and conditions, it basically said we can commingle your funds and we can label it as OKX's funds. Watch the video. I'll show you. So for Fortress and for iTRUST, they say totally different. Like, we keep everything separate. It is in your name under your account. If something happens with us, we just switch custody providers, and that's pretty much it. So, am I concerned? I'm not like 100% sleep easy. There's always a concern everywhere. There's always risk for every type of investment you do. Great thing about iTRUST and Roth IRAs is that you can't put, you can't take your life savings and sell your house and your kidneys and your kids and go, okay, I'm putting it all on black, and then gambling it away. Like essentially what you could do, well, at casinos or actually any stock that's out there. So for me, I'm not as concerned with it as say like these DeFi plays or these centralized exchanges. That's it. So Meme says, but in PR, if you don't pay capital gains under the grant, how can you get rid of capital losses? So I moved here in 2021, and the majority of my crypto was purchased in because I dollar cost average in 2018, 2019, and well, actually every single year. I didn't sell all my crypto. So for my CPA, what they tell me is even if you moved here, the crypto that you had before, it doesn't automatically hit like that. The day that you move here and become a resident and file for Act 60, it needs to be 21 and 22. Moving from that point forward, you won't have any losses as far as like, not losses, sorry, capital gains. But the stuff that you accumulated beforehand, that's still detrimental to you because you're going to pay capital gains in that. And that's how it goes. So that's it. So I guess that would be for me. For everybody else who's not in Puerto Rico, it's a little bit different. You have capital gains to pay. Coquino says, how long do you plan to stay in Puerto Rico? We'll live here our entire lives, but we'll be traveling. We actually go back to Texas end of March. So we have to go back there for business. So Beardy says, Rob, can I get a wound vac lesson? That's all I did for 5 years. I just instructed nurses, practitioners, and surgeons how to use the wound vac. It's been a while, but I could still do it. Let's see. Rob, what are you buying at the moment? As much as I can. I got Bitcoin, Ethereum, the blue chips. Cardano, Chainlink, Near, Polkadot, Avalanche. I'm always forgetting some, and some other ones. And there's a couple of risky ones I don't talk about, but yeah, that's it. So MTB says, what do you think of Blur? So Blur just did, there was not an acquisition, but they're the NFT platform that is kind of going against OpenSea. And their big thing is, correct me if I'm wrong, is not about the royalties for the NFT creators. They tried to cut that down or cut that out. And that went against what OpenSea did. And they were doing so well. I think that the volume of NFTs that were being bought rivaled that of OpenSea, and now you got more of Blur. Now Blur did a big airdrop, and a lot of people that were buying and selling NFTs got a bunch of tokens, so looks good. Me personally, I don't really get into NFTs right now, so it's not a big thing. But for me, it just kind of comes down to this. People will always use a platform that is faster and cheaper, and really cheaper. That's what it comes down to, as long as the quality is somewhat there. So who knows? Blur might be the next big OpenSea. I don't know. So Noah says, cool. My only concern is that with the crypto is not subject to security regulations, what insurance we have that our crypto is safe in the event Fortress goes bankrupt? So again, you can look in the terms and conditions at Fortress and also at iTRUST. And you should also reach out to the folks at iTRUST and ask them the specific question, because I'm just a guy who is talking to his computer on a really decent, a pretty good green screen. And again, the video we talked about, it said quite specifically, no commingling of funds. And again, there could be other parts of that I'm not privy to, but that's what I saw in the terms and conditions. And if there's not a commingling of funds, that means that your account and your crypto doesn't get mingled in with everybody else's, so they can't use your funds to buy condos in the Bahamas like Sam Bankman-Fried did to FTX people. That's it. James says, stay with the one true crypto. I got to tell you, I should just do that. It's much easier. DeFi was always like everybody said, it's like the next big thing. And it's going to be awesome. And it very well could be, but there's a lot of bumps to get there. So I don't know. Me personally, I just I don't know where things are going, but that's why I like layer one solutions. That's why that's why you hear like Ethereum and Avalanche and Cardano and Polkadot, Chainlink solutions. Cause what's built on Ethereum? Darn near everything is built on Ethereum. If you take a look at how many ERC20 tokens there are, it's a lot. So does that mean it's going to keep being that way? Who knows? But you've got other players in there. That's why I do those things. So even if people build on Ethereum, they do DeFi projects, or they do NFTs, or they do play to earn gaming. It's all built on one thing, right? Layer one solution. So you can try to pick those winners, but it's tough. Yeah, hoovering up blood. That's right. Yeah, Fame MMA. Let's see. You better load up on Matic before ZK EVM release. Somebody said, like Steven over at San Juan Smokehouse said he believes that because Coinbase, they're working on the Optimism platform, and they released this layer 2 solution called Base. He said that's going to kill Polygon. And I was like, I don't know, because Coinbase also came out with their NFT marketplace. I don't know how good that's doing, but I don't really hear too much about it. So who knows? Not for sure. But Polygon's got so many partnerships, and so many things are. It really does pretty well with the gaming sector, that's for sure. So who knows? I don't know. Is Cardano still a ghost chain? Nah. There's a link in the description. It's called Cardano Ghost Chain. It's a slideshow. It shows you why I don't think Cardano is a ghost chain per se. Onwards and upwards. Yeah, Johnny says, people trying to play the Blur farming game need to be aware they are playing against 150 people who are controlling the platform. So do your due diligence before bidding. Yeah, that sounds risky to me. Think about it this way. I don't know how risky people are, and some are risky, some are not. Just remember this, there's great gains to be had. So first of all, does anybody gamble here like in a casino? Raise your hand. I've done it before. Yeah. And I think most people don't take their entire life savings and gamble. The majority, right? We'll say 95%, right? But there's that 1 to 5% of degenerates who just cannot stop gambling. It's just how it is. So for these plays, I think the majority of people, I'm not sure, are not degenerates. They just kind of want to maybe I'll make a little money and I'll take $20 or $100 or $10,000 or whatever is not big money to you, and just kind of play the game, see what you do. I think there's no problem with that, right? No problems with that. I just have a problem when people they're sitting there and they're gambling on leverage, and they're going, I can make it, and they can't pay bills. That's the problem. But again, I'm not your dad. So you got to make that decision for yourself. Now, JH says, well, Rob's only my dad. No one else's. What he does isn't what you should do. Don't trust anyone after sell, FTX, etc. Exactly right. Ooh, that's pretty good. Norman said, I sold a little bit of Bitcoin and ETH before they dipped a little. And then, we did the meetup on Thursday. And I got to tell you, everybody that I talked to, every single person I talked to at the meetup, they're great at buying dips and dollar cost average. They're fantastic at it. You know what everybody sucks at? Selling. Everybody sucks at selling. So like if you can figure the good times to sell, I think that's the next narrative for the next bull run. And that's that diamond hands saying all the time. I think that's going to hopefully go away, but you're going to hear a lot of it. Diamond hands, bro. Rob, have you looked into real world assets on chain? RWA is the next big narrative, and this is low key. Why Base launched with BlackRock in on it. That's interesting. BlackRock and Base. BlackRock and Base. It'd be interesting. Yeah, real world assets on chain. You know who was doing a lot of that a couple of years ago and still doing it is Boson protocol. BOSON protocol. They were so you could take your real world assets and put them in the metaverse and move back and forth, but we'll see. BNB is a scam chain. My favorite word, scam. Base will not kill Polygon. Wise Tree says good morning. I do a little sports betting. Yeah, casinos, right? Nothing's going to kill Matic. Only 270 thumbs up. It's pretty good. I'll take it on a Saturday. Yeah. Just look at how much was lost on Super Bowl. Well, on the ads and things like that, of course. Oh, real quick impromptu poll. I don't do many live streams anymore. Just don't. So I might do some more later, but probably not. But people like the conversation to keep going. And I think by me not doing the live streams, I kind of took that away from people. So I have a question for everybody. And Lucas brought this to my attention. What would be better for everybody? Telegram or Discord to get a conversation going? And the problem I've always had with Telegram and Discord is the amount of scammers and spammers there. But what I'm going to do is whichever one that we decide to launch on, I'm just going to, the people who are wrenches here will probably be the admins over there. So we can do the same type of talking and they can protect people. And that will be the thing. And then of course, the link that you get to sign up will be private. And there's a way to get it. But I had to figure out who's going to be. Is it going to be Telegram or Discord? Yeah, today is Saturday. Can you believe this? There are some houses open. Yeah. If only we could sell from the hard wallet without fees. But you know who's making a killing is the Moon Pays and the different companies, Wire, whatever else it is, that allow you to trade and sell in your wallet. They're making fat fee, like 5%, 6%, 4 to 6% for sure. Like Visa doesn't even cost that much. PayPal doesn't even cost that much. But those guys, they're raking it. They're raking that money in. So, yeah, let's see. Telegram, Discord. I'll do a poll, like a real poll. Discord. Discord and give me a wrench. Why does everybody like Discord? I got to ask you guys, why do you like Discord? MoonPay is awful. Mickey says I have Discord open all day, every day. No way. Solana's down. Huh. Easy to use and everyone uses it. Can you, like I use Discord on my computer. I don't really, on my Mac. I don't use it on the mobile device, but I really should start doing that. Discord is a better layout. Less scammers on Discord. Really? Ugh. Will Shaw says Patreon. No. Patreon is, but then I got to charge. And, you know, why don't you just save your money and put it into crypto? Bill Bones says, for all you think about Celsius retail clawbacks. Bad news. I mean, you know, I will say like this, like the clawbacks for the people that were part of management, they should do. Retail clawbacks, I don't think they should do, but they probably will. And again, I think this is again like people are like, Rob, you should cover this. You should cover this. I just think it's going to go really ugly for a while, and that clawback will probably happen. And what'll be interesting is that, you know, if those clawbacks do happen, I'm pretty sure the new company, that TerraWolf, whatever it's called, they're going to come out of that pretty happy because now they have all this crypto to play with. And good news for them, they got it at a massive discount. So I'm sure they're not going to be like, you know what, let's not claw it back. So that's all I need to know about that, about them. Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah. I had a rough night. Health is good. Ben and Guy are both on Telegram. That's true. I'm in Ben's that little Telegram group. It's quite interesting. Shoeless Joe. So Rob, tell me to butt out. You know, if it's YouTuber full-time job, or do other things. I don't do anything. So like, I haven't worked for anybody since 2014, 2015, somewhere around there. And no, like, I got into online education, and I was helping nursing students pass their clinical exam. And this website, what allowed me to not work for anybody else, was pretty great. And then I got into real estate, and that helped out a lot. It was more long-term rentals and things like that. And then that worked out pretty well from the money I got from the website, and then did that. And the money we did that, we got into an Amazon business. Amazon business is extremely boring, but it's quite profitable if you know what to do. It's very simple. You just essentially reach out to distributors and say, I'd like to give me your spreadsheet of the things that you have, and I'll pick which ones I want to buy. So like, let's say you buy like 10,000 remote controls for an air conditioning unit, and then you just profit off the difference. You have them ship it to Amazon warehouse, and they sell it for you under your name. And then also a sports facility in El Paso. It's just all sand volleyball courts. And now we do more of the short-term rentals and Airbnb. So this thing that's why, like I told everybody, like on the next bull run, when we hit the parabolic bull run, and that video link in the description, where I talk about how I'm going to sell like 80% of my crypto. Once those parameters are hit, I'm stepping down, and that's it for me. So what I'll do is to really drive the point home, because everybody's good at buying, but everybody sucks. Well, most people suck at selling. And I think once it goes up and goes down, people are like, let me ask you guys this. How many of you out there are like, boy, I wish I would have sold some more when Bitcoin was at 69,000 and Ethereum was almost 5,000 and Cardano was $3? Or has everybody sold the top? Yeah, exactly. So to drive this point home of, you know, at some point we have to sell because things don't go up forever. Once I get to that point, I'm just going to step away and just like, I sold everything and that's it. So what I'll do is I won't do any more videos in the bull market because it gets crazy. And I'll be a reminder that you really should think about selling. Not that you have to, but I won't come back until things crash. So I got 2 years left. And then that's it. it'll be good. And I can do some other things. But yeah, like these days, I feel like I should do it. So yeah, but that's it. All right, buddy, coming up on an hour. I think that's good for a Saturday. So look, that's all we have for today. It was supposed to be an impromptu thing, but that's it. So thanks so much for stopping by. I appreciate it. Time to go to the beach, play a little volleyball. That's in a couple hours. That's it for me. So enjoy the rest of the day wherever you're at. Adios.